This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
She cry and see wo. Me wa ban be kachre said no mudi youth eco greenhouse agriculture mu. Ade nu da so gina na ndwe kra ye tuka we say gina o brown. O man fa hwa nche mu da. Ghana sika. Enu tina mi si mi bom pa ese Nkoranza de. Enye yi manenye sa. Because the growth of the youth and the population of the youth today in this country is a security threat. These people must eat. They know they must eat. But the government who have the resources, it needs to actually make sure, say, these resources are well channeled for us to get what? Value for money. Value for money. We have a comparative advantage of very good soil. I bet to be a producer. Nipa all go into pottery. No? Where is he going to buy the pottery feed? Adentina these programs are end to mean cherese. Ebia yen to if you wheat feed beer. Ana yellow corn cake beer and free baby. Ana beans cake beer and free baby. Let us plan and arrange and get a tuko from the north so that we use what we have to get what we don't have. That is the way I look at the policies to be focusing on our environment. Na yen fanye juma. Ya didimu sa besinde. Anopa bia ye di obroni wheat pano di numti. Inti ntokwasi wa Ukraine na ese ye bobo na te wheat boy ye dio. Unim sa tukwa susu ye timidi ye fla.
Banche cry there.
Ye die, how far have we gone? How far have we gone? That is the problem. I ever say, oh, we crazy cry the idea and fire ye in the wheat. But yeah, government to cry the wheat, Ukraine blame ni wheat no edi betuye ponoso. Ni wa onyankopon ye after onyankopon hwe ya. I have the feeling say onyankopon will say wa bregu. Ejeso nipa bia onyankopon bon e wo ni krom na asase so no. Wa manu bibia se ne obetumi survive in your own environment without importation. Da ben importation buy. Onyankopon boni padasani Ghana ni esi Ghana asase so no. Wa manu bibia o de be survive. Sana nipa mabo mu wo Sahara desert kra no. Wa mamu bibia o mu de be survive wo omo environment. A little bit of thinking and say she. And no cause say Mbrantie, they move from the village to the what? Urban areas to look for non-existent jobs. And so when it continues, SSO nipa da sanibe didi na eduani ni wa. What are you going to expect? Crime. Crime. We are late. Look, the time of COVID by, to me see me da nyankopon asese onyankopon etumi ema ewiase ni nyina ginama abibimemufo. Why did I say so? Because you realize that the production from the outside world, developed world, no, has stopped in your mamba. So I was expecting, say, at that particular time, we should think of the calf. Now you're focusing on our environment. The world has opened again. Even though it's opening slowly, developed countries are still developing. They are producing. And we are sitting down expecting them to ship goods to us. And no more producing and importing. And brings about the inflation. Because there is no production to the levels that ever before. No? More money is chasing few goods. So if the goods are not available, what do you expect? The owner who has the few goods must put price on it. It came to a time where there are goods, but the containers are in the west and the goods are in the east, meaning China and America. Container to exacerbate this, there was a big shipper, Ebeloki was Swiss Canal. Ship bianco ebimba. All these things go to affect the world trade. And that is the situation in which we find ourselves. But because we have forgotten, say onyankopon ma yasasini bibia yebetumi dia ejuma di.
Why necessary or strike because on say some problems we nyina yenimu. Enso so ye ba ni akasa ni ejamba.
But me kan chiro NDC best strike.
Now some about that.
Because what is no listen, we Maba studio have a kasada during Muhammad time. That's right. So we must force it to happen. It is a force to happen because all the monies that government is going to share into the youth programs, I am not against. But can government to also say that no, we had a giraffe farms before, so we need maybe 5 or 6 people, Ghanaians, those who can be what, soil scientists, those who can be crop scientists, those who can do what, processing, and then distribution. If government of today says that I'll vote 1 billion for that project to start, who will say you not get people to work? Who will say? We have everything, we refuse to think. And only hear how. But once it is in the hands of Ghanaians, one day it will kickstart. Because it is, excuse me to say, actually, not comparatively, it is not profitable. Say, ube dissipate sika. Comparatively, I am not saying it is bad, but when you do business wise, to say say nipa ukwa brecha nipa kakrabi na ekwa fom, but nipa bebrenye aduane die. But African ani Ghana no nipa bebre ekwa fom, but sa nipa bebre susu nye aduane ndi. So you realize that there is a dichotomy of thinking that we must actually make sure say it happens. So you ask yourself, why is it that in the past we have Ejura farms, Peki farms, and today we don't have them? If you go there today, we will say, "Amam for see that." Aveime rice farms. Bisa unse eba muse na ye titi papa ye janu etunya dream to that level to go into industrialization, and all of a sudden during our time those things stop. Na ye sha se chiche sika sha amam for nsem. Why is it so? Why do you go to Japan, cotton farms? Textiles. The whole town, baby, I cotton in there, sisi adai. Can you imagine this? Say ye bin Asiamah ne haye. The programs and policies, they are good, but let me tell you, they are not going to help us unless we hold the bull by the horn. Say we adopt. Yes, we help the youth. Baby, I to me we'll help them. But we must make sure, so said, we have industrial setups. Our government must fully support. And then you link them to society agencies. There is one lazy aspect about government, not only this government. To say, Obimnu produce Duanisea, Abansi Obeto, Abantua Cantem. And that goes to affect the farmers. I've noticed that when I was in the marketing business or as a marketing assistant manager in a company, me say Ghana Fado Obinwa do say we are supplying the army, we are supplying the police, we are supplying this. But when it comes to government paying them for them to continue with their business, government has been lazy. These are issues we must put on the table. Ebeye den na ana yebeye den se na se ekuafo do eto aduane di ma aban, maybe at the buffer stock, maybe secondary school allocate nipa in their localities. Not this say you best supply aduane. Look at this. Ye supply buffer stock office no ewo baby ana office na omu ma contract no ewakra. So go and supply food in my constituency. Meanwhile, we have people in my constituency. In Komudra, you identify them, you continue to supply this senior secondary school. Now, Sunyaska. These are the calibration. Mika say, yes, every program is going on, but we need to recalibrate them so that we have value for money, and then we take advantage of comparative advantage, meaning the area sukunu. And I want to move palm oil, maize, groundnut, beans. Yes, you are to supply this 1, 2, 3 school in your area. Then you are what? Empowering the farmers. That is how we should be. So, that not happening, it is becoming a security challenge. Now, Nkoranza Saga SCN, Misadi Emma Ebusia for Yako. Sema ya dimpa. Se bibi se sia. Abrantia woni fie. Police fa kofano based on suspicion. Na ade anchi. Anadi chi ayati say oni hobium is so worrying. The question is, today's Ghana policeman, how are you trained to control crowd or violence? Say unse eba. Because to me, as a lay person, meaning say in a small group, say problem craba. Police need to or call without gun or raising answer munjai. That is number one. Say nipan mo you can use a megaphone to tell them munjai ne muye. And many times they respect. Then if it is beyond that, then we move to use tear gas. How many times was someone say BBC ye two tear gas? She said the bibia ki krena dani live bullet. Ubeti na nipa no musi ato. Ase bofre ba nipa dasani. Ase bofre. And that is very bad for this nation. So from the tear gas, even shield kura the shield before the tear gas, before you come to rubber bullet, and by the time you got to rubber bullet, the problem could have been solved. But what we see today, so you ask yourself, how are these people recruited? Why no muna ye jo munshe police ejumum? Omu ye party for na omu no mu papa ma Ghana for say ye be bo Ghana man hu ban. Say who recruit a political person into a security agency and now police say that person is coming there to protect the government. So we must make conscious effort. The blame will not go to MPP alone. We must make conscious effort as Ghanaians say. Nipa ye ji omu se omu nko police and fire service and soldier kranu. Omu wo pepa se omu ba be ye juma na magana jidimpa. Look at within these 5-6 years and another back on yasu. Ube hua kaka ewejura. Ube hua bullion van police vako we are there. Ya chiomu nipa non sankonko chrea nipa okoko chre baby ani yonku mu onu mom na asa wu nipa anka onim baby ankrofo no onu mom na wu na nipa onim ho no de hweanye no udwi we ho a Major Mahama, you listen to this during 2020 election hwe nipa dodo atofom in the hands of the security agents that the government is using our taxes to pay. So I think it is time, say, yen hwehwe nyamam bi mu ye. Say na Ghana ye mo bia because the police in akofo bi say branen bi say wan so ma wawu. The next time we be say ofi say obi be call police station. Then you are allowing people to take laws into their own hands. Embo mind. Look at this nice program, sir. If there is no peace in this country, how can the youth work? How can the youth work? Another be musin to kwa na ye di soja foko na eso mo meduani eso fuelo muka. This youth start program it will go into keeping security. That is how it is. But many people don't know because some of us have had the experience before, even though not my constituency. You remember this Nkunya and Alavanyo people? Yes. The Nkunya people, their common fund for so many years is just going to keep the security of the area. And I'm sure the same thing to the Alavanyo people. That is all where. So the common fund are binding more money. The chunk is always into what? Keeping peace in these two communities. And so by this, ube will say, ehun here pass ye enhwe say ye police for woman ye recruiting. They go by the instructions and do the right thing to protect the nation. Because Roma be endam baby according to say kwabenya I'm for a year, I'm just paraphrasing something. I'm for a year, we say Obianda, and according to say Obianda, when we say ye the fununu between and the fununa chino. I'm just paraphrasing something because there's a rumor on the ground. Because somebody who was not running, He was not breaking into somebody's shop. Yatise yakofanwa na wowu. Edie ne baye.
Mami mi sa onu aye pay so hwese bia no so e wo ho.
This FM 104.3 Good to meet Take.